What was it like growing up in such a small town? And we mentioned you were mucking. I don't even know what that means. You needed to explain to us what this first job was that you had.
At a horse barn. So when horses poop in their stalls, someone has to clean it out. And
Yeah.
so usually the lowliest employee at the horse barn gets tasked with that lovely piece of work. And so it's usually how you ingratiate yourself with the rest of the barn staff. And so I spent, I don't know, I was probably 12 or 13 when I started doing that. And part of it was to pay for horseback riding lessons
Fair.
where if you would, you're a working student. So if you went and helped around the barn, then somebody at the barn would teach you lessons, maybe not for free, but for a discounted rate. And so that was the main trade off. No exposure to the world of finance and tech, which
Yeah.
is funny to look back on. But my parents are incredibly intelligent, very curious people.
Mm.
And I have an older brother as well, and he's 4.5 years older. And every dinner table conversation was about something that, especially when I was younger, I just couldn't understand, right? They'd be talking about, I don't know, you name it, right? My dad is an entomologist for the study of bugs. My mom is a botanist. They're very heavy into sciences and like physical
Wow.
sciences.
Okay. Yeah.
And so and dinner was mandatory, right? Every night you had to be home, you had to sit at the kitchen table and eat. There was no technology. It was sit there. Obviously, it was early 2000s, but
Yeah.
you had
Yeah.
to sit there and be present for dinner. And even if it wasn't long, I feel like those conversations were actually a huge part of what sparked curiosity. And my parents are the type of people where my dad will get curious about, right now it's about aliens. My dad
Okay.
will
All
get
right.
curious. He's going to kill me for saying that on the podcast. My dad will get curious about something and he will go read every book there is to read. He will listen to every podcast. He
Yeah.
will research. He will talk to people. He'll tell people why he's interested in it. And my mom is the same way, where if she wants to learn something, she's just going to go learn it. And there's no hesitation. There's no embarrassment. There's no fear. It's just, oh, this is a cool thing. I'm going to go
Yeah.
learn it. And
Yeah.
so I think that was the beginning of it for me, was that every time there was something, it was always, oh, go learn about it, go figure it out. What is it? And my parents, it was mostly science and politics
Yeah.
and a little bit philosophy with my dad. And then he branched beyond that. But ironically, there was really no business conversation, which is funny to reflect back on, but it was
Yeah.
everything else but that effectively.